Sam, I got a question for you. So the question is, and it's from William J. from Oceanside. He asks, it had an aluminum alloy barrel, a range of around 350 yards, and an
Onomatopoeia.
thank you, nickname. What is the firearm that was used extensively in Vietnam, developed as a possible replacement of the bazooka?
So it had an aluminum alloy barrel, a range of around 350 yards, and an onomatopoeia nickname. What is the firearm that was used extensively in Vietnam, developed as a possible replacement for the bazooka? What do you got?
That was written in by William J. from what, Oceanside?
Yeah.
Correct.
Thanks very much for writing in. You know what? I'm not even going to give that a try. He's got me. He got
Really?
me good.
Wait. Let's back up. So
What?
That's not Sam-like.
It's not. Let's back up here.
Yeah,
So,
that's a tough one.
okay. So Vietnam, right? Vietnam era.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Developed as a replacement for the bazooka. Okay.
Yeah.
Alloy barrel, not really a big giveaway. Range of 350 yards.
Well, wait. So does he specify in what capacity it was intended to replace the bazooka?
No, but the
Well, no, don't say no, but don't say no, but don't give me any hints. I want to get this fair and square. If I
well,
do
no, but
get it.
I just want to read the onomatopoeia nickname. I think
Yeah.
is the biggest giveaway. The
Oh, well,
onomatopoeia
yeah.
nickname.
See, the reason I asked if he specified in what capacity it was intended to replace the bazooka is because the M79 grenade launcher, commonly called the thumper or the bloop gun or the bloop tube or various variations on that, wasn't really an anti-tank weapon like the bazooka was. It didn't have any significant anti-armor capability. It was more intended to provide some level of indirect fire ability at the squad level, kind of like a man-portable mortar, and that was how squad leaders directed their grenadiers to use them. It wasn't something you would use to. I don't know if that's what William J. was talking about, but that's about the only Vietnam era U.S. firearm or weapon of any kind I can think of that had an onomatopoeia name.
Okay, so your answer is M79.
Yeah, I'll just go with M79.
Okay,
I don't think that's it, but
So you know how I'm notoriously bad at researching. When somebody makes a claim on these questions, I just go, we'll figure it out. I actually did look into it because I thought replacement for the bazooka. What I found, and I'm pretty sure what they were referring to, is after World War II, they said, hey, you know what, this bazooka thing's not quite doing what we want it to do. So we're going to see if we can figure out some kind of replacement for this bazooka. What you say is absolutely accurate, but what he is saying is that the M79 came out of that development. So they were looking to replace the bazooka. This wasn't a replacement for the bazooka, but as a result of developing something to replace the bazooka, they came up with the M79 grenade launcher, aka the Bloop gun, which of course is onomatopoeia. Which I thought I thought that was like a pasta sauce, like some kind of Italian, you know what I mean? Over like I've had it. Have you ever had like a really good onomatopoeia sauce, and mix that over some spaghetti or something? Yeah, there you go. Anyway. What do you got, Sam? What do you think of the M79? What else do you know about the M79?
Well, I admittedly am not extremely familiar with the exact chronology of its development process. I know that there was a lot of development work on 40 millimeter grenade launchers in a U.S. military context during the Vietnam War. And some of the stuff that came out of that, one item was the M79. Another result was the M203 underbarrel grenade launcher, which was designed to be used with the M16 and later the M4. And there was a lot of experimentation with integrating a grenade launcher into a rifle. So Project SPEW was a U.S. Army development program to replace the M14 and the M16 with this new high-tech whiz-bang space-age type of weapon. The M16 was only meant as an interim solution, pretty much, until Project SPEW reached its conclusion. Well, spoiler alert, it never did, and the M16 persisted. But I have looked at some of the prototypes that were used in that program while I was researching for other stuff unrelated. And it's I'll just say this: I understand for weight and balance reasons why built-in grenade launchers never really got off the ground. Uh, it, have you ever wanted to replace your 7-pound M16A1 with something that weighs as much as a belt-fed machine gun and has all the weight balanced out front, all for the capability of being able to fire grenades? I don't think most people would take that trade. Now, admittedly, I'm not an infantryman, never have been, but my understanding is that virtually every military that has fielded grenade launchers in large numbers has made them detachable for a reason.
Yeah, makes sense. I think it just looks cool. The M203, hanging out under the barrel. I got to tell you, I was always partial. If I was going to put something under my AR's barrel, it'd be a shotgun. And I got that, of course, directly from Billy on Predator. You remember that? No? Any Predator movie fans out there? Billy was the big Native American dude that was fighting with Schwarzenegger.
Right.
And he said crickets. Did I just get crickets for a Predator reference? That's horrible. Anyway, he had a Remington shotgun underneath his AR, and I always thought that was cool. So, all right, good job. You nailed it. You got it right. This was a really good question.
I like how you didn't let him get away with just giving up.
Yeah.
Because you know he knows it.
Well, this was good. It was a good question because it was informative, and it took a couple of turns. Like he definitely tried to throw him off by the whole replacement of a bazooka, because it wasn't a replacement. That was what it tried to be. That's where it came from, but it wasn't and isn't a replacement for a bazooka. The onomatopoeia, that's kind of a fun little piece of it. This was a really good. William J. from Oceanside, you did a good job crafting this question.
Now, if you do find yourself stuck in, not exactly Vietnam era, but just after Vietnam, if you do find yourself stuck in the 1970s and you need some organic anti-armor capability for your rifle squad, I highly recommend the M47 Dragon. That was a real proper replacement for the bazooka, though admittedly a couple of decades late. But that's what the U.S. Army and the U.S. Marine Corps were using before I think that was directly replaced by the Javelin. But that's your proper bazooka replacement if you're like, I'm worried about tanks and it's 1970s.
Okay. All right, good.
Good to know.
Awesome job, Sam. Thank you so much. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for joining us, and good job getting yet another question correct. The Bloop gun. Onomatopoeia. Thanks, Sam. Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media, and check out our website at gunownersradio.com.